joined the book, we go back to the working day. We'll just go to our first talk because we have some part here quite a lot of now what to do has started. So without wasting so much time, I would like us to with a round of applause to begin. Welcome our first speaker for today. Dr. Kari Pasano.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning.
Yes. Because I'm the chairman of standing committee. Standing committee. So whenever I want to talk, I sit down to talk. So you're gonna have me sitting down to talk. Today, the theme is about reclaiming your story. And I want to talk about understanding your story before you can reclaim it. That's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about understanding your story before you can reclaim it. So I'm going to tell you in the next few minutes stories about the story of your life. So let's start from the ontological perspective. I'm going to tell you a few stories about myself, and I do hope it will just help a little. Now, my name is Kali Cortez, and what I do is I help people turn their ideas into results. I was, do I say inflicted by poliomyelitis when I was a little over a year. So I'm telling you my own story so you can understand. When I was a little over a year, by 1 year, 6 months. And I started on the path of the story I had today, or I have today. Because without that particular effect, I wouldn't think I would be who I am today. Now, I'm very, very boisterous. So you can see, I have a PhD in philosophy, and my degrees crisscross management, information communication technology, business, entrepreneurship, and so many more. So I suppose that I was this boisterous as a child, and I don't do one thing. I'm a university academic. I work for Sean Cousins Business School, where I am president of the business school. I also work for Sean Cousins Consulting Solutions Group, an IT and management consulting firm, where I'm also the chairman. I'm a writer, I'm an author. My books sell everywhere in the world. I am an IT expert. I'm a songwriter. I've written more than 460 songs or 50. I am, a musician, so I have recorded albums, in the market. I am an internationally acclaimed public speaker, and quite a lot of things I do. So I thought that was the problem that was the major problem I had, the problem of being boisterous. So as a little boy of 1 year, 6 months, my parents told me I worked at age 7 months. And they were traders, and they were out there, and I went into the rain. And I grew up in the most beautiful city in the world, ABA, Aba. So when they went out, and you can imagine about 40 years ago, I was in the rains, and I have two elder brothers. One is 4, and the second one is 2. Or one is maybe about 5, and the second one is about 3, and then I'm about 1 year, 6 months or so. So we were all in the rain. you know. But by the time, and they said the rain lasted so long, by the time my parents were back, cold was too much on us. So they went to the hospital, and we started. Over a period of 1 week, they said, I went through injections because of the cold, and it was too much. And by the time I got through the injection, I had, my mother said she was carrying me in her hands. And my father came back late that day, and they said it was about, midnight or thereabout, and they were discussing, between midnight and 3 a.m., and they were discussing, because my father came back very late, and I had like a concuss, I had like a shock, and from there, my neck started going backwards, and they thought it was just convulsion. When they took me back to the hospital the next day, the doctor said that I have poliomyelitis. And they thought it was the name of a new car in town. They never knew that their problem had started. Now, that's the journey. That was about 40 years ago, 41 years ago. And I've had a very beautiful journey. Now, the first thing is that having lost my lower limbs, I remember I'm boisterous in nature. I had to start augmenting that. So what I did was I had to start crawling. I crawled for about 5-6 years thereabout, and my legs turned topsy-turvy. So my legs went backward. So I could do all the fighting, I could do all the kind of things, So remember, I'm boisterous. I can't allow myself to stay in one place, and I want to play football. I want to do every other thing everybody does. So I crawled until my hands were darker than Madam Halima's clothes. But you see, I still eat with these hands. So I wash it and wash it and wash it until I'm satisfied that I've done my best. But it will still be dark, but I've done my best. So what do? How to eat with it, because I've done my best. I can't do more. Ladies and gentlemen, I had 7 orthopedic surgeries to be able to stand with crutches and calipers, so I can, stand up and move. In school, and when I had started standing with crutches and calipers, I was having so much issues because I would fall everywhere, because I'm standing up. So it had some problems. I'll fall. Even up to today, I think I have the plaque for falling most in almost very important international airports in the world. I refuse to use wheelchair. Up to today, I don't use wheelchair because I am stubborn to life and devil, and even most times I bring my stubbornness to bear with God, and I demand my own fair share of what I call providence, provision. Providence is provision. So I went ahead. By age 6, I had become suicidal because one of the things that happened is that I have the leg that is lame. I have the brain that is alive. So naturally, I should be able to accept my condition as my position. To that extent, if you do nice things to me, or if you actually tell me wrong things, being disabled, I should accept that. But you see, when you are disabled and you want respect, that's a very wrong combination. So, and from the perspective of people who are around me, my mother had been very supportive and very understanding. My siblings, wonderful people too. But of course, it's not that, it wasn't rosy. I became suicidal thinking that with the way things are going, we are 7 in number. By the time we are all grown, it will be very, very serious issue because I don't want my mom to call my siblings and ask them, have you been able to see Ali in the village? Do you know if they have eaten? You know, I didn't want that. So I said, it's better I end it now that we are children so that I don't go through the shame that will be attendant to that when we are grown. So, and the story kept developing. But when I started school, I started discovering some very few, what I call algorithm. If you've been to our business school before, you can, go through it without the first contact you have with us. You must, in 5 minutes, have the word algorithm. Algorithm is a model process for solving a problem. Computational, life, business, whatever, So, I started discovering that there are some algorithms to life. Finding out that anybody will get angry. Also started to find out if you want somebody to love you, if you try hard, you are going to get the person to love you. I started to find out that when you don't have resources, you can actually pander to resourcefulness. I started to discover patterns on earth. I started to find out that what you don't want, if you insist, that you may be able to avert. And I started to find out that it seems the God who made you cannot help without you. I started to discover these patterns in life, and I started to see if I can algorithmize. They never were together until sometimes between my 10th and maybe 13th year. I was watching from our house, and I saw people pushing truck, and they were taller than my friend and as handsome as him. But they were sweating so hard, and they had their shirts on their waist. And I had what I call an epiphany. It just occurred to me. I said, I wanted to die, tried suicidal acts, just to make sure I die. Because I want to avert what I thought is in the future. Now, why is it that these guys who have their 2 legs, their 2 eyes, and they're tall and huge, why is it that they are not wealthy? Why is it that they are not making so much money? Why is it that they are living at the lower rung of the ladder of life? And the answer I had seems to be yes. If you have your legs and you do the right things and follow the right principles, you're going to be rich. You're going to be wealthy. You're going to, be as great as what? If you don't have your legs and you follow the right principle, it seems that will also be your case. But if you have your legs and you don't follow the right principles, it seems you're going to end up like these guys that I'm trying to study. So it occurred to me that understanding the principles are so important if you must become your dreams. So, in understanding your story, you must understand where the story started. Where did the story start? That is the first thing you must understand. The story of your lack of confidence. The story of poverty. The story of living below your installed capacity. the story of not maximizing your capacity. I was discussing with somebody was chatting me this morning, my student in the business school, and she told me, is there God? I am tired and I've lost hope about life. She's our new student. And I asked her, where did you Quran enough to quote it? But I've read the Bible enough that I can quote it. In Hosea, I think, 4 verse 6, the Bible says that what? My people perish for what? Lack of knowledge. So most of our stories started because there's something we don't know. And you see, why Africa is developing and underdeveloped is very simple. It's knowledge gap. Now there's a difference between just knowing and active knowledge. Now in my book, Discover Yourself, I said, the capacity of your active information reservoir is directly proportional to the rate of the velocity of your exploits and inversely proportional. Now what that means is that anytime your active information reservoir, that is the container, anytime the active information reservoir is big enough, your container for failure will be small enough. But it's a matter of inverse proportionality. When the one for failure, when the one for knowledge is coming down, the one for failure will rise naturally. But the problem with Africa is a problem of not connecting our mentis with our pockets, or connecting our mentis with the external world. Now, Napoleon Hill, in the beginning part of his classic work, Think and Grow Rich, he wrote, ideas are things. And that's what is wrong with Africa. And there's something that is wrong with us individually. Ideas are things. In understanding your story, you must understand the importance of ideas in our lives. Now, there are two kinds of ideas. Number one is what I call the routine ideas. These kind of ideas are so beautiful because they are easily implementable. When you remember to call your friend, it's a routine idea. Call her and you guys discuss, call him and you guys discuss for hours. The credit gets exhausted and you recharge again and continue with the story. You see, one beautiful thing about routine ideas is that they cannot help your cause. Routine ideas cannot make you great. Routine ideas are at the level of your comfort zone. And remember, no magic happens outside, rather inside your comfort zone. Every magic happens what? Outside your comfort zone. My sister was quoting Edison, who found the permanent light in the electric filament. How he said, when he was told, you've done this 1,000 times and it's not working. He said, I've just found 1,000 ways of not doing it. So routine ideas are so beautiful because they don't stress you. It's good to wake up in the morning and do the thing. Now, one of the ways you're going to find out whether you are living a routine life or not, what I call in my failure algorithm, routinization of life. That's what R stands for in failure. F stands for fearization of trying. A, ask no question. I, intentionalization deficit. L, legitimization of action. U, urgency aversion. R, routinization of life. And E, excusitization of responsibility. Now, okay, let me leave that part of the thought, but the routinization of life, one of the things you find out if you have routinized life is you're going to ask the question of, can I say, okay, just the question like, okay, put it right. If you ask the question, in the last 1 year, okay, when was the last time I've done something for the first time? I think that's the right word. Ask yourself, to know if your life is routine, ask yourself, when was the last time I did something for the first time? When was the last time I did something for the first time? Immediately you ask that question, you may find out that at the end of today, all the things you would have done today will be what? Something you've been doing before. And that's living a routine life. That way you cannot reclaim your story. Ladies and gentlemen, the next one is strategic ideas. If you must reclaim your story, you must understand the place of strategic ideas. In strategic ideas, it takes you away from your comfort zone. It puts you in such a place that people will laugh at you. It makes you the kind of person whose people can gossip about. And you see, naturally, we don't want to go into public or problem. We don't want to fail. So we rather remain within what? The comfort zone. But remember, cannot happen in the comfort zone. Every magic ever happens what? Outside the comfort zone. So as you gear up to reclaiming your story today, you must understand the importance of strategic ideas and discomforting yourself. Now, yesterday, in my free program yesterday, I told them I didn't want to talk more, so I brought them into my office. My office has a hall, my personal office, so I didn't go to the hall. I brought them to my personal office. And I was telling them that I am not feeling like so energetic, that this month is my 3-hour sleep month. So I've done about 14 days by yesterday, so I was getting tired. So why do I do 3-hour sleep with a month? There are months you need to push yourself more. There are months you need to deplete what devil and demons have done in your life. There are months you need to, run on full speed. There are months you need to maximize all your capacity. There are months you shut the television and you don't listen to television. This month I'm not listening to a single news. I'm not listening to anything. It's a month that I need to work my butt off because there are things I want to achieve this month. I want to take most of our programs online, and I needed to see everything. I want to diminish or rather reduce physical contact with people and do like 90% contact online. So I needed to do so much this month. There are months like that. The hotels will not run away. The televisions will not run away. Pleasure will not run away. After you can go back to all those, sleep will not even run away. If you must reclaim your story, you must understand the power of being strategic. Now, strategic is about touching something that will touch something that will touch something that will touch something that will touch something that will give you the solution that you want. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go back to idea because I'm going to end in just 5 minutes time. going back to idea, strategic ideas are those ideas that actually help you do what I call profit points activities. Profit points activities. I heard a lot of you here say, I'm consultant, I am entrepreneur, I am this and that. Now if we come to the nitty-gritty and ask you, what are your profit points activities? What are your revenue generating activities that you do every day? How do you determine your strategic and your routine activities? I ask you, what is even your value proposition? What is your creative business model? How do you feel your sales every month, every single day? How much do you make daily that you don't come below? You see, these questions are so important. What are your revenue models? Which actions actually impact your business? Now, without sounding prophetic and not closing my eyes to prophesy, I can tell you for free that you don't do more than 0.1% profit points activities. And I will always say, those who are out there who want to buy your goods and services, there are too many. But your profit points activities are too small. That is why you are not actually making it smart. And I ask you, what are you selling? Say, I'm a journalist. Say, I'm an actor. You say, an entrepreneur. You say, I own a restaurant. You say, that's not what you are selling. There's nothing like lawyer. There's nothing like journalist. There's nothing like consultant. That's not what you are selling. But it's a talk for another day because of my time. Another lecture in my business school in the next few minutes. Now, sit down and determine, if you must reclaim your story, your profit points activities. Start off by just concluding the story I started earlier that I know I cannot conclude, because nothing is ever concluded. So, growing up now, I've found out that principles are the things. So I started developing algorithms for every area of my life. For my relationship, I have algorithm. For my businesses, I have algorithm. For my value proposition, I have algorithm. For my legislature of my business, I have algorithm. For the lead generation in my business, I have algorithm for that. I have built systems around that. For lead conversion, I have an algorithm for that. For customer fulfillment, I have algorithm. For customer optimization, I have algorithm. For automation and systemization of my business, I have algorithm for that. And I found out that if you have algorithm for things, you are going to live a simpler life, because SYSTEM system, it has been agreed that it's an acronym for what? Save yourself what? Stress, time, energy, and what? Money. So if you build a system around what you do, you'll be able to, reclaim your stories. So I started finding out what are the systems I need to build around my life. So the first system I developed was what I call ADS, Automatic Delete System. Now, one of the problems I used to have is that as I'm sitting there, you see my legs are not aligning well. So a lot of people are going to concentrate on my legs more than they can concentrate on what I'm saying. So before now, what happens? It traumatizes me. So I'm walking on the way as a young boy, and people are looking at me differently. I fall, and people are looking at me differently. And people fall and nobody look their way, and they rise up and they go. So it was traumatizing. So I developed the ADS, which is Automatic Delete System. So for every single thing I don't like when I see or hear or taste or touch, whatever smell, whatever I don't like, I delete automatically. In fact, it doesn't get to my heart because it's a system already built that delete those things. But you see, there are things you cannot delete. You can't delete them because they are there. When I want to stand up here now, I'm going to look for my crutches. I'm going to adjust my calipers. I'm going to make some noise, you know. I can't, because I'm a VVIP, very, very important personality. I just rise up here now without making so much noise. And it attracts attention. That attracts attention. So there are things you cannot delete. So what I did was, I started doing what I call ATS, Automatic Transmogrification System. Now what I can't delete, I transmogrify into something beautiful. So I don't have my legs, I can move around. So what do? I had to invest the time into something so important. So today, whatever skill you think anybody has on earth, they are all resident in one person here. Whatever, IT, management, consulting, whatever on earth you think. If you've been my student before, I come to class, engineers, lawyers, doctors, you know, every kind of people in my business. I ask you, what question do you want to ask? Bring it on. Any question, you can ask from your field, anywhere. You are aeronautic engineer, ask. Any question on earth you want to ask. Hajia is my student. She graduated from my programs. About 3 or 4 of my programs she graduated from. Confidence University, she graduated from consulting process, United Nations program, and I think digital marketing and all that. So why? Why can I say that? Really, because I'm not moving around enough. So what should I do with my time? I invested into what? So I transmogrify my laziness, I transmogrify my story, I transmogrify the fact that I can't move around. I transmogrified it into something beautiful. Now, transmogrification, as I end, is simply the difference between understanding, difficulty, and advantage. Understanding that there is nothing in the caterpillar that shows the, what do you call it? The butterfly came from it. They're too far apart. And that's what I want you to do with your story today. I want you to so transmogrify your story that people will tell you, you know why you are intelligent is because you are disabled. You know why things are going for you is because you are disabled. You know why you've been in first class all your life is because you are disabled. You know why you are focused is because you are disabled. You know why I said, why not come and take this disability? Why don't you come and take it? What happened? I so much transmogrified disability that it became beautiful. Why? Whatever you don't have, you don't need it to go to the next level. I don't have my legs. I never needed it to get a PhD. I don't need it to travel the world. I don't need it to, I consult for, from presidency down to local government, federal government to local government. I consult for world bodies. I consult for international oil companies, from Shell to, name them. Sitting in one place, what is it that I do that is different? You can't transmogrify your story. You can't decide that this story can end how you want it to end. You can make your life beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to end it here so that I don't take the shine off my host. But you see, on Saturday, and that's after the Saturday, the upper one, we have the program which I'm part of. And the program is about living your dream. It's about transmogrifying your story. Now, there is so much you can get from free, but you see, free things cannot always free you. There are times you need to pay money and then, you know, go extra mile. My daughter, who is 12 years now, I was driving her to school some 6-7 years ago. Now, there's what I think they call the inheritance of acquired traits. I'm somebody who doesn't eat because I tune my ambition level, or rather dream, to a fever pitch. So whenever I'm pursuing anything, I don't eat. Now, my children had to inherit that as a gene. They don't eat. And you may think it's the normal not eating, but they just don't eat. So, and it was making me so angry and unhappy. So when it was only her, I always called her. One day she couldn't eat. I said, do you know that people are suffering and people are month-less babies? And so I was telling her, scolding her, driving her to school. It's not in this city, Wari. And I said, she wasn't talking. And I said, wouldn't you say something? And she was a child of 6 years. And I said, as we were passing a particular school, because they have free education, according to the government. As I'm passing the school, I told, and the rain that day was too much, so the fences were down. And I told her, I'm going to transfer you from the international school you are going to this school. The children were outside. The water flooded the whole place. I said, I'm going to transfer you to this school. I was driving. That was supposed to be my last word. Because I'm running late. I'm a university lecturer. I'm running late to my own. We'll be putting her to eat her food. And that's why I'm running late. So I said that as my concluding distance. I wanted to, speed up to her school. And immediately I said that she's crying. I said, interesting. What made you start crying now? She said, I'm printing programs. I said, and so what? He said, you want to change me to this school? I said, yes, they're on free education. And that's why I'm going to change it instead of paying so much money the other side. And you can't even eat. So come and see children. Then when you come with this your food and you don't want to eat it, they will whack it and then. And she cried them all. I said, why are you crying? She said, they are. That's why I want to change you to that place. You said, I heard you say in your programs that free things cannot free you. I nearly bashed my car. But the point is I got the message. So we invited you to this program. And one of the things I would do to register for my mentorship, Halima is my private client, is $10,000. But you see, if you register for this program, Halima's program, which is my program, I'm going to give you of free mentorship. You won't really understand it. If Halima told you that everything she's doing today, I was standing and vomited all of them. She carried it in a plate and started implementing, and this is the 4th edition. From the name of the program to everything. Now, if you understand what 30 minutes with me can mean for you, then with 500,000, you won't have the 30 minutes. But with just 5,000 registering for this program, you have the 30 minutes. You see, the 30 minutes will transmogrify your life. And that's not what you are also coming to learn. And that day, I'll do everything humanly possible to also put up appearance on the 24th. I have a lot of programs scheduled for that day already. But I will try to put up appearance. But above all, if you register for this program, you give them my private number. So you can chat me up and then, I give you time for your 30 minutes, Now, I want to know who and who wants to, register for, it's just 5,000. 5,000 is not, if you go to 805, with 5,000, you can't even have a good meal. And this is what is going to change your life. This program is free, please. So I'm just trying to offer you opportunity. Sometimes you need to deliver people. You can't say, I want to reclaim my story, and then you don't want to give, take action. Decisions decide your destiny. If you wouldn't mind, you write it down. Decisions decide your destiny. And I want you to take decisions today about coming for this other program. So if you're interested in that, I want you to, so that you can register. You just the people, a piece of paper. So the people who want you write your name and write your phone number. I'm going to go with it. You know, so if you are interested now, please, I want you to take action. When you want to kill insects, you have had it, you use what? Insecticide, is it true? When you want to kill herbs, you use what? Herbicides. When you kill another person, they're going to say you committed murder and they charge you for homicide. You see, when you want to kill yourself to die forever, what do? You commit what? Suicide. But if you want to kill yourself, the present story you have, in order to do what? To resurrect the new you, what do? You decide. Decide is killing your present self to resurrect the you that you have ever dreamed about. At a particular time in my life, I started traveling the whole world, getting knowledge. Because I didn't want to be a hustler. I don't go anywhere. I go where I'm invited. I go where I'm sought for. I go where they want me everywhere. That's the kind of life I wanted to build. I went around. I was suffering. That was why I tell you, from Schiphol Airport to Gatwick, to Heathrow, to Charles de Gaulle, to Belgium Airport, to Emirates, to Jackson's, to Frankfurt, nine airport fallen because I refused to use wheelchair. People, my mother nearly became my enemy. What are you doing? Where are you going? Sit down one place. You already have a good job. You're a university academic. You know, as a university academic, we retire at 70 years with full salary. And then you never retire. Why? Because, you know, the older you get, you are like wine. You are invited everywhere. So I encourage you now, if you write your name down with your number, I'm going to call you personally and then, you know, give you a 30 minutes, which is not the program, and you're going to wow your life. So who is interested to take action? Yes, I want you to raise your hands up. You're interested to take action. Don't take because, oh, nobody's raising their hand. Let me raise my hand so that if you don't want to help yourself, nobody can help you. So who is interested to take action? I want you to raise your hands up so I can call your name and I go. Huh? Day 24th, Saturday, after this Saturday, the next Saturday. Give my brother, you know, quickly, your name and your phone number, sir. You raise your hands? Yes. Please give it to him. Let them write it in a place I can. No. I want a piece of paper too. Give to him where he can. I want to go with it now. No, hold that one. You are going to feel it, but just write your name and listen up. The time is 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and the venue is here. Yes. So who else? Yes. Take action. I want you to take action. Who else? Who else wants to take action? Don't take action because, the man, nobody's raising their hand. Take action because you want to. And let the person who took action come to the next Halima, Tamahu Halima, and tell you his or her story. He's a short banker. You can't meet me and remain the same. You can't call me there and remain. It's not possible. It's an impossibility. Who else? Okay, 2 persons are taking action. Okay, my beautiful sister, I want to take action quickly. Sometimes you need to be delivered from yourself. You want to reclaim your story, but you don't want to take action. I encourage you, take action. I want up to 5 to 10 people to take action before I leave. My time is running. My students are waiting. So take action now. So I have 3 already left. You must take action. Try and take action. Kill the present you. This is November. This is not January. A lot of you had given up and said, oh, by 2019. Some even saying when they change government. Who told you? Take action. Life is about action. So I'm going to round off in 1 minute, and you would have lost that opportunity. Now, many years back, more than a decade ago, I've been a consultant for some time. And I wasn't closing big deals. So one day, I woke up in the night and I told myself, if your result is not showing you're intelligent. So I went to Maastricht School of Management in Netherlands to go and study how do you even consult? What is consulting? How do you do that? I've been consulting for many years, but it's not really adding up how I wanted it. I've consulted for my state government, I've consulted for organizations. But you see, I'm playing at the lower league. I want to play Premier League. I wasn't living in Abuja, so I flew into Abuja, applied for my visa, went back to my state. I flew back to Abuja, collected my visa, went back to my state. I flew back to Abuja to travel. First, second, or so day into the program, we are between 17 and 23 nationalities. Remember, I've been a best student all my life. I'm intelligent. If we close the door now and start doing what? And start an exam, nobody will get better than me in a class. It's not possible. So what's the point? But my result is not showing the intelligence. So what kind of intelligence is that? Rubbish intelligence. A lot of us are like that. Oh, I know it. Oh, what did they teach me? Oh. So do you know what? I went there and we started. They gave us assignments with Colgate. One of the things I discovered myself is that the lecturers who were even teaching me, I was more intelligent than them. But they get better results than me. So where is my intelligence? Before they say anything, I already knew it because I've read it. Where's my intelligence? Because no result to show for it. So we did that assignment. It's on Colgate. They were having wastage on their, on their production line, the toothbrush. So when we did that assignment, we all wrote the proposal. So I wrote very well. A lot of other people wrote very well. I will always say, you will read each one, you bring up each one and go through and say, and you will faint. I will pour him water, he will rise again. He will read another one, he will faint. We pour him water, he will rise. I was wondering, why is he fainting? And the man said, let's meet so and so time, or find a time that we can meet so that we can sign the contract. The fee is 10,000 euros. And he said, give me half a reason why, having given me the problems and the solution, why I should give you what? Money, why I should pay 10,000 euros for it. Ladies and gentlemen, the lid in my head got open, my ears like this, poof, my eyes, scale fell off, and I fainted. A lot of people did too. But the man didn't pour us water, he left. But when after fainting I rose up, I became a new person. And my life changed ever after. The first job we got, I wasn't even living in this city, it was with the presidency. And it has been all through, and say more than a decade ago. And it's been all that way. And when I made that decision to fly in and fly out and fly out, my salary was so small as a university academic. I didn't need to do that because I had a good job. But when I look at my professors, I said, when I become a professor, I will look like these people. I'll become like them. And this is not where I want to end. I wanted to end better. I want to do bigger things. And I wanted to kill that myself through decisions so that a new me can manifest. So ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to know who took those decisions that were part of the program on the 24th. I wanted to see their hands up. Yes, my brother, you took the decision. Yes, my sister and my sister. Okay. Any other person who want to take the decision? Okay, so you go ahead and make. Okay, my brother, has he written his name? Where are the ushers here, please? Auntie Steph, Do you want us to pamper you? What kind of rubbish? No problem, Mom. No problem. You can also register. You attend the next one. You register and attend it because the money will still go up. Okay. So if you you go ahead to make your payment. So I'm going to round it off here. I want to appreciate you for listening in. The program continues, and my friends, the 4 friends, you're going to give me their numbers and their names. I'm going to contact you in the next 1 hour, immediately after the program, and then you choose your best time, and I work to making sure that I stay within your time, and then within even tomorrow and Monday, Tuesday, I would have, given you my time so that we can discuss and then get things working. You will enjoy it. Thank you very much. 4 things I encourage you not to be. Number 1, don't be an encyclopedia. Encyclopedia knows so much and does so little with what it knows. Number 2, don't ever be, or rather, be a computer, not an encyclopedia. A computer knows so little and does so much with what it knows. What you know is not as important as what you do with what you know. Number 2, don't ever be a spectator. Always being a spectator. Well, if you are watching and life is going on, you attend time out with Halima, and Halima had attended for some time. The day Halima came to my free program, that same day she made a decision to register her 3 children, I think, for my program, and then Ben has already done his finished his class, and she also went ahead to register for the mentorship program and all those, and then within starting there, this program started, and that's what she always had wanted to do all her life. So be a computer. What you know is not important. What is important is what you do with what you know. Number 2, don't be a spectator always, watching what is happening, attending time out with Halima, year in, year out, day in, day out. Be what? Be an actor. When you've watched for some time, you do what? You start participating. Number 3, don't always be a thermometer. A thermometer takes color from what? The environment. You can always say why it can go wrong. It takes color from the environment. So don't be a thermometer always. Be a thermostat. Set your own rule and insist. Now, the 4th one, don't ever be a chameleon. A chameleon takes color from the environment. We always say, December is coming. Oh, I don't have the time. Oh, I know what they're going to teach me. Okay, wonderful. So, be what? Don't be a chameleon. Be a painter. A painter sees the color it doesn't like in the environment and does what? And changes it to the color it wants. Now, when you change your mind during Halima's talk and you register for the program, then you make the numbers available to me. Thank you very much. I appreciate you listening to me. I love you. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us today. That was lengthy but very